Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Kiger, and up here today, we're going back to basics. I've got 10 PlayStation 1 games that I want to share with you guys. These could be considered to be hidden gems or underrated games, just games that I thought deserve a little bit of recognition. For some reason, I was looking for some more, but I couldn't find a couple of them. I wanted to show off Total Driving as well. I wanted to talk about that one. But I couldn't find it here, and also Micromaniacs. I don't know where they've gone. They must be around here somewhere. I'll have to check the other. Oh wait, no, Yellow Light. I found it. I found it was literally looking right at me. Total Driving, yeah. I've talked about this game in great length before, and it's made by Ocean, and I can't pronounce the other company. But yeah, I want to talk about this game because this is a really fun racing game. Now I don't really talk about racing games that much anymore. I don't really play a lot of racing games anymore, just because most racing games these days have gone towards simulation, and to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of simulator racing games. I prefer my racing games to be a bit unrealistic, arcadey. A little bit of simulation here and there isn't bad. In fact, the last racing game, well, modern racing game that I played moderately decent amount of timing to was Project Cars on the Xbox One. I know it was on PS4 as well, but I think it was on PS4, I could be wrong. But yeah, I played the original Project Cars, and I liked that game because it had a nice fine tuning system of arcade and simulator, and I like some racing games do that. They give you the option of choosing both or even fine-tuning your controls. But forget about that. I just wanted to mention that I don't really play racing games anymore. But Total Driving, I remember this one as a kid. And it's a really fun racing game. It's got like, it's got over 40 different cars. And it's got like different, like 6 different styles of cars. So you've got like rallycross, you've got like beach buggies, you've got like touring cars, racing cars, supercars. It's a really, I'm not really doing a good job of explaining it, but it's a really fun racing game, and the soundtrack is awesome. It's like a techno electronic soundtrack. Just check the soundtrack out on YouTube. It's a really good soundtrack. And yeah, it's a really fun racing game. I remember this one from my childhood. And when I finally got it back in the collection, I was really happy to finally have this bad boy back. I'm a bit pissed off that I can't find Micromaniacs, because I had some things to say about that. Got Micro Machines, but no Micromaniacs, and I know for a fact I do have that game. Like I said, if I don't mention a game, it's because I don't have it, but at the end of the video I'll talk about that. Another series I want to talk about, and this is kind of a 2-in-1 here, but it's the series as a whole, and that is the Army Men games. I've got 4 actually on PlayStation. I've got Operation Meltdown as well, and I believe I've got Lock and Load as well. I've got pretty much most of the Army Men games over the 3 different consoles, and these games, I'm not going to be completely honest with you, they're not amazing games. The controls aren't amazing. It's almost tank-like controls. It didn't really do the greatest job of the controls, but why I love these games is because as a kid, some of my favourite toys were the plastic Army Men, and to have a video game based around plastic Army Men, it was, it was kind of like a dream come true, really. It's like you imagine all of these battles when you're playing with them as a kid, and then you can actually live out some of them. It is really cool, and obviously each game has a different sort of gimmick to it. Like Land, Sea and Air is obviously more about you got planes and vehicles, and Sarge's Heroes was like it wasn't the first Army Men game, but it was sort of like the first major one. And yeah, it did have a multiplayer mode, which was mostly just 1v1 or something. But like I said, they weren't amazing games. But I just was sort of just to show, like, PlayStation 1 just had so many different really cool ideas. And the Army Men series should really come back, really. It'd be nice to see a revival of that series in one way or another. It's not like they did 1 or 2 games. They did about 20 of them in total. It's crazy. Next, I want to talk about Demolition Racer. We all know and love the Destruction Derby game on PlayStation. We all remember Destruction Derby. This is the second one, but pretty much the same thing. But Demolition Racer, in my opinion, this was the one that I played. It's a really, really fun racing game. It's all about, you know, Destruction Derby, Demolition Derby. And it is, what I love about this game is it has so many cool, like, modes. You've got, like, your traditional track mode. And obviously the gimmick is all about crashing and taking damage and, you know, what we all love. But it also has the traditional... you know, last man standing mode, but it's got a couple of really cool modes. It's got a mode which is kind of like last man standing, except you're meant to be the first one to get destroyed, so it's like the opposite, which was always my favourite mode. I don't know why. And it's also got chicken, where you basically got, you're driving one way and then you've got cars driving the other way, and obviously chicken. It sounds bad, but it's a really fun racing game. Also came out on Dreamcast, I believe. I think the Dreamcast version is a little bit better because obviously, you know, Dreamcast was more powerful than the PlayStation 1. But obviously, a really fun game there. Another racing game, and yes, I've got quite a few. Most of the games that I've talked about here have been racing games, but that's just the aim of the game. You know, when I was a kid, I loved racing games, so that's why I'm talking about these. And most of these games that I will go back and play today because I still enjoy these kind of racing games is Scars or S-Cards. This is a really, really fun arcade racer, and it's all like the cars are all basically designed on like insects or I believe most of them were insects, but you've got animal, yeah, supercomputer animal racing simulation is what Scars stands for. But it's a really fun game. It reminds me of like Roll Cage, if you've heard of that game on PlayStation. It's an Ubisoft title. That's crazy, you know. But yeah, Scars was also on Nintendo 64, I believe. This is a really fun game, and it's just sort of a nod to the old style of racing games where games weren't based around, you know, realistic driving. It was just literally, you know, as crazy as you could be, you know, kart racer style, you know, like Mario Kart style. But, you know, this is arcade racing at its finest. A really fun game. Check this one out if you haven't already. You'll really enjoy it. I don't know why. You know, it's a really fun game. Next we have RCD Go. I'm so sorry about the state of some of these things, but RCD Go is basically, if you've ever played something like RC Pro-Am on the NES or Rock and Roll Racing, those sort of style of racing games, you know, the isometric games, RCD Go is pretty much a nod to that sort of style of game, racing game, and obviously it's all based around RC cars, and obviously you can you know, you can change your car about, you can get upgrades, you get money, and obviously you can upgrade your car, get new engines, new bodies, new paintworks, all of that good stuff. And yeah, it's a really fun racing game. It's a great nod to the old isometric style racing games, you know, on the small circuits and stuff like that. But it's a really fun game. Not many people talk about this one, so if you enjoy those style of racing games, check out RC Go. And I believe this is exclusive to the PS1. I don't think I've seen it on anything else. Next, we want to talk about one of my all-time holy grail items. Nobody can stop Mr. Domino, or no one can stop Mr. Domino. It's been a while since I've played this game. In fact, I haven't even put it in to see if this game works, you know. But essentially what this game is it's kind of like, it's weird to try and explain it. It's basically you play as like a domino, and you're a domino and you have to go around a track. Obviously, it's sort of like, I would say on rails, where you're moving constantly, sort of, and obviously you have to take different paths, and you drop the tiles, and then you have to go round and then knock the tiles back over, and you have to, you know, dodge obstacles. It sounds really bad when I'm talking about it, but believe me, this game it's really, really interesting, and I don't know why I love this game. I don't know why it took me so long to get this one back in the collection. In fact, I never had it in my collection. I had the demo as a kid. Do you remember the old PlayStation demo discs? I believe this was on one of them, and I don't know why, but to finally have it in the collection, it was a great day to get it. And this is one of my all-time favourites, and definitely check this one out. It's just one of them weird, obscure games that you look at and you think, oh, what is it? And then you play it and you go, oh, it's actually quite interesting. Okay, don't laugh at me. Rugrats Search for Reptar. Now, obviously, Rugrats, old Nickelodeon cartoon. I love the Rugrats show. I think most people my age grew up with the Rugrats. Rugrats movie was the all-time classic with the older VHS tape, the orange VHS tape. You know that. You remember there was some very iconic VHS tapes as a kid. You had the yellow and the orange ones. Yellow was Pokemon movie and the orange was the Rugrats movie. If you had those two tapes, you know what I'm on about. But anyway, forget about Pokemon for a second. It's got nothing to do with this. I'm just Rugrats Search for Reptar is, well, upon first, do you know this game? This game is actually, do you want to know why this game is actually really interesting and really good? It's because it's more than just one style of game. You know, you have so many different, you've got so many like different modes and different characters to play as. Obviously, you play as most of the Rugrats characters, obviously Tommy and Dewey and I can't even remember the names. Lou and Dill. It's been so long since I've played. Chucky and Angelica, of course. And what's really cool about this game is obviously the main goal of the game is to get these puzzles, these Reptar puzzles, obviously. And basically, the way you do that is you play. It's like a selection of mini games almost. But each game it's different. You've got one way you go around the alien ship as Angelica. You've got like one way you on the dog. I think his name is Spike. Yeah, Spike. But when you play Spike, you've even got a mini golf one, and I remember the mini golf one really. Remember that one. And I know people are going to laugh at me about this, but there was also this ghost level, and it terrified me as a kid. I don't know why. Whenever my brother used to play this game and he did the ghost level, I didn't watch. I don't know why it terrified me as a kid. Obviously, today's standards, it's nothing scary at all. There is, you know, but just think when you were like 3-4 years old, the concept of seeing something like that on a screen was kind of like, you know, crazy, right? Nowadays, I don't give two fucks. I'll watch anything and play anything, right? But Rugrats Search for Reptar, if you haven't played this game, check out. Even if you're not a fan of Rugrats, it's just a really interesting game. 4 more here. Next I want to talk about Star Wars Jedi Power Battles. Yes, it's based on Episode 1, the bastard child of Star Wars. Some people might say I like it, but that's just me. Now, I'm not going to say this game is amazing, but it's a pretty interesting style of game. There were 2 Star Wars Episode 1 games. There was this one, and then there was just the Phantom Menace one, which was more of a traditional, like, story-based RPG almost thing. And, yeah, basically, this game is, essentially, you can play this game with 2 players or 1, and it's sort of like a hack and slash almost. It's really cool because you've got 2 different, you've got multiple character players. You don't just have Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. You can play as Mace Windu, Plo Koon and Adi Garrar. I believe there's also some unlockable characters, probably Darth Maul, I'm guessing. But yeah, this is a really interesting Star Wars game. It's not amazing. It's pretty hard. I remember that as a kid, I could never get past the 2nd level. And if you can get past the 2nd level, then you've got more time on your hand than me. I probably could get further in it today if I played it. But obviously, really interesting Star Wars game. It's one that not a lot of people talk about anymore. I'm not going to say it's perfect. Like I said, not most of the games that I've said haven't been perfect games. They're just ones that I just wanted to mention. But yeah, Star Wars Jedi Power Battles. Got to have a Star Wars game in there. Now, I might be cheating for showing this one off, but Cool Borders. This is the 2nd game, I believe. I also have the 3rd one somewhere, but it doesn't matter which one. Cool Borders is another series that, yes, they did put this on the PlayStation Classic. But Cool Borders is another sort of underrated snowboarding game. Obviously, it's not as good as SSX. Obviously, SSX went on to become the best snowboarding game of all time. I don't think anyone can argue that. But this game it was more of a racing game than it was a snowboarding game. Like, some snowboarding games, you got the big mountain to explore. This one was more of a racing game, but you could also obviously do your tricks and your racing, but you could also like punch each other. So it's almost like Road Rash meets a snowboarding environment. But it's a pretty fun series. It doesn't matter which one you play. I think the third one is considered to be the best one, but I remember this one as a child. The next is another racing series. I do have the second one as well, and that is V-Rally. I wanted to say for so long, why have they not revived this? But they kind of did. They did make a fourth one I think it was last year or the year before. And just fucking huge. Just all this paperwork in here, that's crazy, man. What? What is all these paperwork? CD recordables, 74 minutes. What? Okay. Yeah, the V-Rally Championship Edition. Yeah, so the platinum version included an extra car and also DualShock compatible. Yeah, back in the day, if you didn't have a DualShock controller and the game was DualShock compatible, you were kind of a bit screwed. Well, you weren't screwed because the analog sticks went on to become obviously the most important thing in controller development, obviously. But V-Rally is a pretty fun racing series, and obviously I like rally games. I've always preferred rally games if I'm going to choose a more realistic racing game. That's something that's not fictional, something that is real in some senses. I do like rally games, but V-Rally is a really interesting one. It's a pretty fun game, and this was another series that just a lot of people don't talk about. Everyone talks about Colin McRae Rally or World Rally Championship. Not many people talk about V-Rally anymore. I don't know how well the new one did. I think it did alright, but still, go back and play the original or the second one on the PlayStation 1. I believe it's also on the Nintendo 64 as well. And last but not least, now this is Anna Corvin. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Kornikova. I'm just going to call it Smash Court Tennis. Now, upon looking at this, when you see this front cover, you think it's just a basic tennis game. It's probably not going to be amazing. It could be alright, but it's just a tennis game. And, well, it is just a tennis game. However, it is not. This game is probably the most underrated tennis game I've ever played. Now, I haven't played a lot of tennis games. I don't really play sports games. If you're a fan of, like the Mario tennis games, the ones that aren't realistic, this game does the cover doesn't do this game justice. This cover is one of the worst covers I've ever seen because it is completely a lie. You look at that, think, oh, it's just going to be a tennis game, but actually it's not. This game, the characters in this game are like chibi style anime characters almost, and what I love about this game is that it's obviously made by Namco. Obviously they know their arcade games, so it's more of an arcadey style of tennis game. But what's really cool about this game is you've got all of these really interesting tennis courts you can play on. You've got your traditional clay and indoor and outdoor ones, but you have some really cool ones. You've got like ones where you do it in the street, ones where you're on the beach, ones where you're in an arena. My favourite one was the one when you're on top of this glass ceiling over the sea, and you see all the sharks underneath it. It's a really cool game because it has multiple modes. You don't just have your normal tournament and stuff mode. My favourite mode was the bomb ball mode. Basically, it's hot potato. So instead of a tennis ball, you have a bomb and you have to keep hitting it back, and then obviously trying to hit the other player. I remember playing this game so much as a kid with my older brother. It's an amazing tennis game, and the worst thing about this game is the cover. Don't look at this cover. It's nothing. Don't I can't do this game justice. The best way to do it justice is either get the game yourself or look up some gameplay. It is a really fun game, and the controls are really great as well. I remember them being pretty good. Obviously, don't know how good they are today because I haven't played it since. But really interesting game, and you can get this game dirt cheap. I got it on Amazon for like £2. That's crazy, right? It's a shame really because they did make more Smash Court tennis games. Unfortunately, those ones went for a more realistic style to them, which is kind of a shame really, because if you've got a game that's really unique, why make the other one like another game? You know what I mean? Anyway, so there's a bunch of PlayStation 1 games that I wanted to talk about. Now, like I said, these games are just my personal collection, obviously. I don't have nearly as much PlayStation 1 games as I do PlayStation 2. And I want to just mention that I love the PlayStation 1 for, you know, nostalgia reasons as well. But I collect PlayStation 1 games because a lot of these games I have, most of them I haven't played. Most of them I do know about because either I seen someone play them when I was a kid, or I seen them in magazines or something like that. But you know, as a kid, you got to bear in mind when you were young, you could only get a certain amount of games. Now, and that's what I love. Sorry about I'm not talking to you guys. That's what I love about collecting older systems, is that not only do I get to have the nostalgia. Most people say, "Oh, do you just collect older games just for nostalgia purposes?" And I do sort of say, in a way, yes. It is important to have some nostalgia. Obviously, you don't want to collect something if you've got no love for it, I guess. But at the same time, you've got to bear in mind you didn't have everything as a kid, and I know we live in a day and age of PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and there are so many great games, but I don't care about getting the newest game straight away. There's only a few times where I will go out and buy a game day one, if it's a game that I really want, and it don't happen that much anymore. The last game that I bought day one was Red Dead Redemption 2, but to be honest, that was worth it because it's an amazing game. But there's a certain appeal when collecting older games, because you get to go back and you get to explore your childhood, and you have your nostalgia. You do have your nostalgia, but at the same time, you've also got to bear in mind that not everything you didn't play everything as a kid, and obviously I'm a collector, so I have to preserve as much as possible. But I don't know. If I haven't played it, it's new to me. It's no different to go and watching an old movie or an old show that you haven't watched. There's nothing wrong with going back and playing something from the past that you never played. There's so much to explore on PlayStation 1. It is a system that I do want to try and get more games for. Unfortunately, most of the places that sell the PlayStation 1 games around here aren't the greatest places to get PlayStation 1 games for. CEX, in my opinion, some of the games are a little bit overpriced, obviously, and the only other places that you can really find them are charity shops, and most of the time they're just the odd sports game here and there. But anyway, guys, I want to know what your favourite PlayStation 1 hidden gems are. And yes, I am aware that I have missed out, some games that are some of the best games, Final Fantasy, Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil, Worms, Duke Nukem, Soul Blade, Spider-Man, stuff like that. But those games are the ones that most people know about on PlayStation 1. I wanted to talk about games that not many people talk about, underrated or hidden gems, whatever way you want to look at it. Either way, guys, PlayStation 1 is a fantastic system. It is a nostalgic system. It lived up to its expectations. And with PlayStation 5 on the way, could they play PlayStation 1 games? We've already talked about this, but if they do, these bad boys will be getting played on that. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like, and of course, comment below. Let me know your favourite PlayStation 1 hidden gems. What one should you think I should get? If I didn't mention a game, let me know in the comments below. There might be a game that I might not have, or I did have and I forgot to mention it. Let me know, of course. And as always, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. And welcome to all the new subscribers. Big thank you to all of the new and nice comments that you guys have always appreciate it. Of course, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Mad Kiger. I don't post a lot on there, but I'll try to in the future. And as always, guys, have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. I'm not sure what it could be. It might be PlayStation 2 2020 collection. Might be. We'll see. Take care.